believe it and have no intention of giving her that respect. You have to understand marriage, when people marry their sisters in ancient Egypt, they do not cohabit with them. This is merely to keep the royal lineage within the family. That brother didn't treat her well. She bided her time. Then the third brother, Thutmose III, when it came his time, he tried to push her aside. And thanks to history, she had enough strength to put him aside. And she became not queen, but Pharaoh of Egypt. And sometimes to prove her point, she wore a false beard, disguised as a man. Not disguised as a man, but taking on some of the trappings of a man. And sometimes she sculptured that way. She did not have to fight many wars. She went over in the east and spanked those people, let them know who was the boss of Egypt. She went down south and let those people know that, look, I'm your relative, so you shouldn't be, I don't want no trouble from you. She didn't get any. Further to the south, she let them know that they were relatives. She started what might be the diplomatic corps, sending emissaries down the coast and sending eventually to Egypt, to Kingdom of Kameh that later became India, and to China. And that relationship lasted for 1,000 years. She built her famous temple that's still there, one of the most beautiful temples in the world. Built it so well she could have a regiment of 3,000 soldiers in her basement. If any trouble started, she could walk to a certain part of the room and stomp her feet, and people would be at her assistance almost over in a minute. Wise and brilliant woman, and the first great female ruler of history that we have a record of. She came out of the 18th dynasty. After her mysterious death, 21 years or 31 years, depending on the book, what book you're reading, the brother who was angry because she kept him out of power, Thutmose III, came to power. The one thing she had taught him is what power was. While he was angry with her, she did send him on missions where he could learn power. And when he came to power, he's one of the greatest, one of the most powerful pharaohs of all. He ruled all northern Africa, parts of Western Asia, parts of the South. Had more land territory than 3 times more than the Roman Empire. And with his passing came the pharaoh, what I call the pharaohs of flowers, fire, and thunder. But the most noted pharaoh to come to power didn't want power at all after him. This was the son of the great Queen Tai, Amenhotep IV, who came to power as Akhenaten, the poet, religious reformer,